Hello everyone, JRR here, and we are going over an item that is under the Can't Have Nice Things rant, or rant series. I know some of you are already looking through this and going, wait, he's got different series, but they all translate as rants. Why didn't you just leave them all as rants? Well, I broke them down differently because I felt it was the best way to do it in general. Because roleplay rants don't usually apply to the Can't Have Nice Things rant, Can't Have Nice Things don't always apply to the age-old questions rant, etc., etc., etc. Don't mind the bleeping in the background. I'm trying to set up and schedule something for not just one person but another guy, and he's not answering his, so I guess I'm just setting up with this other person over here. So, meh. Alright, I can answer that momentarily. Today's topic is over gun control. I'm going to wait a moment because some people are going to take one side of the fence or the other. Everyone got their stances? Everyone good? Everyone where they want to be? Okay, good. Let me bring up why I'm bringing up gun control today. In the news, you'll often find that somebody has access to a gun and they either shoot themselves or shoot other people. Many people remember the whole trench coat school incident where a couple kids went in there, lit up the school, just started taking people out. Boom, 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 boom. Well, he was because he was bullied and it was this and there was that. No, 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 no. And there was enough sites and rants about bullying and crap. I'm not even going to go over it because I know that there's enough out there. If, however, there's an issue with bullying and apparently teachers aren't getting involved, oh, don't be so thin-skinned. You gotta remember, in the United States, we have access to guns. It doesn't mean the kid has to go out and buy his own gun. He might be at a parent or a foster parent's house, and they have guns. Well, the cabinet needs to be locked. Yeah, well, let's just say it this way. If you have a 4-year-old kid and you put stuff out of reach, they find a way to get it. So guess what? If a kid gets really, really angry and wants to take revenge on something, he's going to find a way into that cabinet. He's going to find a way to get the ammo. He's going to find a way. So, we're going to not stress too much on the bullying issue because, again, a lot of people already have bullying and such knocked out. In the case you're wondering about this black jacket thing here, I'm wearing it the reverse order of what it's supposed to be worn as. I'm going to let y'all think about that for a minute. If I flip this kind of jacket around, you know, with this and the buckles and the extra straps, all these actually did serve a purpose if they were thicker. But they're not. Yeah. When you realize what the hell I'm actually wearing, it is going to be amusing. Let's just say everything on this jacket actually did have a purpose if I wore it the right way. Moving along. The reason why we're going over gun control today, and yes, I know it's been at least 3 minutes in the video, well, almost 4 minutes in the video before I even brought it up. But the reason why I'm going over gun control is because I feel people buy guns, but they're not really educated on what the hell they're doing with it. I mean, hell, if you clean your gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, how many times have we heard something like that? Or a guy tries to draw his gun so fast he shoots himself in the leg. Holy hell. I mean, seriously? Why? Even in the military, people drew the M9 so fast that they pulled the trigger on themselves and shot their own foot. Why? Well, they were nervous and they were this and they were that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If your finger is on the trigger for any reason, then you are obviously intending to shoot at that point. It doesn't matter if your finger is barely touching the trigger. It doesn't matter if your finger is in the little trigger grip and whatever, in the hand guard. No, if your hand is touching the trigger, and if your finger is on the trigger in any way, shape, or form, you are intending to shoot something. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. So, gun control is going to cause an issue because in England, you can't own guns. You can't. You just can't. But in the States, you can. You can go out and buy one, and they'll do a little check on you and everything, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. what I feel is there should be a degree of education, which technically they shouldn't need because I would think it's common fucking sense. If you're going to clean anything, electrical, guns, or anything that's hazardous, you would tend to empty it out the best you can or remove it from power sources so you don't get hurt. That makes sense, right? I'm going to clean my pistol today. Let me make sure it's fully loaded and leave the clip inside while I do this. No, if you're going to clean any weapon, if you're not going to take the weapon completely apart to clean it in the first fucking place, empty it out. Check the chamber. Remove the magazine if it's in there. If you don't have one as a magazine, if it's like a revolver, empty that shit out. Empty it out before you clean it. But that takes time. I don't give a damn. Think about all the other people who cleaned a weapon and shot themselves in the foot or the leg or shot someone on accident and went, if they would have taken that couple of extra moments just to look through and make sure all their weapons are good. I don't mean grab a gun and point it to your face and go, is the chamber empty? No, I want to pull the trigger for you and empty the chamber myself. Just empty your gun before you clean it. That's one. Two, if you are a hunter, which most hunters obviously know what the hell they're doing, and they would, in most cases, try to bring their son or daughter along to help teach them how to hunt. And I know some people go, why would you bring the daughter? So they won't be running around through the forest. Hey, Mr. Deer! What the fuck? No. Usually hunters bring along one of their kids, usually the son, to go out hunting with them. And they go over the basics and the education over the gun. And you rarely hear a hunter's kid getting shot in the foot. Why? Because they go over all the steps. They make sure the safety's on. They make sure the chamber's empty. They make sure there's no magazine or anything in there to continue feeding the weapon ammo. They understand all that. They do it. Hunters, again, they do it. Security forces for the military, they do it. It's just common fucking sense. Remove the fucking threat. So people who collect guns and just have them in the cabinet, oh, I have bullets too, but that's just for safe defense. You make sure you put the bullet somewhere the fuck different. And you make sure that does not have access to it. Make sure the only people who need to get it, you and your wife. If you want your kid to learn how to use a gun, then you teach them how to use a gun. Not, oh, this is a gun, bye. This is a danger site, bye. Oh, this is where bullets go, bye. No, there's enough fucking first-person shooter games out there in the world where they can just hop on a game and shoot other people playfully and get it done. Or if you're on Xbox Live or PlayStation 3 network or whatever and they're screaming at each other, I'd rather hear a bunch of screaming kids while I'm beating the shit out of them in Halo, Call of Duty, and Gears of War. I'd rather hear that than the fucking yeah, I play all three of those games. Now, in my defense, I'm not a heavy first-person shooter guy, so I'm usually the one person that everyone can run by and go, hey, there he is, dead. But I still like shooting things in the face. I feel having a variety of games is good because if you feel like doing something, you can. But again, let me go back to my main point. There's enough shooting games out there to where they can play on a game and shoot other people and it's no harm, no foul. You gotta remind your kids, however, if they're playing a game, it does not apply to real life. Remind your kids that if you do it in a game, it does not apply necessarily to real life. Example, if you take a sniper rifle, you go to school and you shoot your friend in the head, guess what? He's not respawning. He is down. He is dead. He is done. Well, I just winged his shoulder. He is dead. Moving on. The reason why I say he is dead is because once you... Oh, I just shot my shoulder. Yeah, what's the one time you're going to shoot someone in the chest going, oh, that's not where his heart's supposed to be. And it happens to be one of those people with the medical miraculous things of it's on the left corner. It's more to the right side. And you just heart shot the guy. So gun control, one, translates as education. I would say common sense, but from what we've seen in the news, common fucking sense is what? That's a superpower. That has to be bestowed upon you by the great gods themselves, because apparently a lot of fucking people don't have this superpower called common fucking sense. Common sense. Common sense. Common sense. But since I notice no real people have common sense, we're going to go over the basic items that you should have. One, education of said weaponry. This means you know how the gun works. You don't leave it loaded. You leave it on safe. You make sure you break it down as far as you know how to break it down. If necessary, then you go to clean it. That means I don't want any ammo in that gun. Ever. But man, that's just so wasteful of energy. I'm just going to reload it. Why? Why do you want to reload it? Why in the house do you have a gun that's loaded? All these kids with their friends coming over there. Oh, look, my dad's gun. One, why is it not safe? I'm not hearing any good explanations here. Kid came into his house with his friend. Decided to show his friend something awesome, which happened to be his dad's gun. The gun was loaded and wasn't on safe. The kid pulled the trigger and his friend died. Now this kid has to go around with the knowledge of he murdered his best friend. Good going, people. Good fucking going. If you need to, find a range. Find a place to get education with your gun. And if you need to, at the range, practice speed loading, practice speed drawing, practice aiming, practice everything else. Practice what you need so when you take the gun home, you can actually leave it on safe. Leave it with no ammo in it. Clean it as you see fit. That means when you pull out the magazine, make sure you check the chamber to make sure it's empty. Can y'all remember to do that? I took out the magazine, that means there's no bullets in there. Bull fucking shit, there's always a bullet. Always check for bullets. If you have a magazine of 20 and you look, you're not going to be able to count right off the bat. 19, yeah, I'm missing one. No, you're not going to be able to count the fucking 19. You're just going to sit there and go, no, I got it. You know what? Say a magnum, take out the magazine. Check the chamber. Oh, there's a bullet. Usually when you pull it back, it'll fly out anyway. But check it. Check that fucking chamber. Check it. Don't know how this is so complicated. I really don't. And yet so many people get hurt by guns by themselves. They fuck up themselves. I'm surprised there's no legislation from the frickin' Constitution or Bill of Rights. We have the right to bear arms. And people are fucking it up by kicking the crap out of each other and their friends. Seriously? The right to bear arms is to help us defend our homes. It's to help us feel more at ease. But everyone's using the guns for some other fucking reason. I'm going to rob somebody. I'm going to use a gun. I'm going to... Okay, let me give you my perspective on this. If you go into a store or a shop or anything and you're going to rob it with a gun, and if you get shot, if you happen to get shot, because you might find the one cop that actually wants to shoot somebody for some strange reason whatsoever, and you gave him full authority to do so, hell, the cops shot a guy eating a pear or an apple or some shit aggressively because they thought it was a grenade. Cops have inadvertently shot other kids because the toy guns look so fucking real that when they drew it and they pointed at the cop had to react. And unfortunately for the kids, the cop's reaction is safeguard personal life first. So if there's a kid with a gun, you gotta assume it's a terrorist. By default, pull the trigger, take it down. Well, that's kind of rude to say, Double R. Not all kids are terrorists. No, but I've been to war zones, okay? Do you understand this? Do you comprehend? I've been to places where there's a convoy and a kid will stand out there in the middle of the convoy and people will stop and then the kid blew up. I've been in areas where I've had to process bodies that have been blown up by kids because we got to watch a little video about it. We had to watch the video of that particular convoy on who we were processing and it went boom. So don't tell me that kids won't walk around with a fully loaded gun. Hell, you can probably look up any article for the United States and find at some point a kid pulling a gun on somebody and shooting them. Hell, a high school student did it with a fucking gun already with a trench coat. So I don't want to hear shit. Education is the top thing for guns. If you're going to get a gun, be educated on it. I would say use common sense, but that, again, doesn't count. People don't have it. So educate yourself on the gun. learn what a dangerous spot is, learn how to load it, how to unload it, how to clear the chamber, how to clean it. Go to a range, practice shooting it, feel comfortable with it. I don't mean comfortable to where you just forget about it, hell. I mean comfortable enough to where you remember every step has a reason. There's a reason why I say check the chamber. You take out a magazine, you're done with that? Cool. Check the chamber, check the chamber, check the chamber, check the fucking chamber. Check the chamber, check the chamber, check the chamber. I don't care if there's no feed for the gun in there. I don't care if there's no ammo possibly going into the gun. Check the fucking chamber. That means open the fucking side up, move the bolt back, do whatever you need to do to check the fucking chamber. Check the chamber. We got this? We understand? We good? We copacetic? Check the chamber. Maybe y'all won't be shooting yourselves. And in fact, after you check the chamber, put the fucking thing on safe. Then clean it. Makes a lot of sense. Some of y'all can't, if you break the gun down, depending on what gun you're breaking down, you might not be able to put on safe. Okay, I understand that. I get that. Which goes back to the statement just a moment ago. Check the fucking chamber. Remove the magazine, check the chamber, put on safe if you can, then clean your fucking gun. But that takes so much time. That takes time. That takes time. Okay. And when you end up shooting your family members or a friend of yours in the face because you thought you decided to play around for some stupid ass reason, don't come looking to me. Okay? If you own a gun, if you own a weapon, a loaded weapon, a weapon that can fire, a projectile weapon, first you remove the magazine or remove the source of ammunition. You remove the source of ammunition completely. You undo it. Secondly, you check the chamber. You make sure that is empty. Just because you don't have a feed into the weapon doesn't mean there's no ammo in it. Usually if you load it once, it's going to automatically load a round in there. That's how it's designed. Remove the magazine or ammo feed. Check the chamber. Put on safe if you can. If you break down your weapon completely, you might not be able to put it on safe. I understand that. I'm actually educated enough in that knowledge, in that set, to understand, yes, you can't always put on safe to clean your gun. I understand that. Which goes back to this one. Check the fucking chamber. So when you put on safe, if you can, and you break it down fully, then you clean it as you see fit. Know what you're doing when you do it. Okay? I didn't think I had to go over this, but apparently it keeps coming up as news articles that people want to shoot themselves and shoot each other, and half the time it's an accident. How fucking sad is that? All because someone doesn't check the fucking chamber. Well, there's no magazine in it. It doesn't matter. There's one in the chamber. Last round. It's a last round thing. Duh. I'm just going to leave it at that because, like I said, I figured people would have common sense, but clearly not. That's JRR, signing off.